Okay guys, welcome to this week's video. This week I'm going to release two videos. This one is about what tanks I recommend you to play if you're new to this game. Here I'm on the test server and I will give you a look at all the tanks in the game. We start off first with the Soviets. If you just started the game and you don't want to spend any money, then I fully recommend you to just go with one tank tree, which is like, the same nation, because some tanks they share the same engine or the same gun, so saves your time from uh, unlocking all of them. So I recommend you uh, to get one nations only if you have a limited slots. So let's get started with the Soviet tech tree. The Soviet tank destroyer, as you see, starts with the 81 and ends with the Object 268. Uh, they are quite stealthy in this category when it goes to the Su-100, and then now it splits into the two. The Su-100 M1 goes to the faster route, which has much more agility and lacks a bit of firepower compared to the top line, which is the one begins with the Su-152. The ISU-152 has a 152 millimeter BL-10 that is extremely good. This is the highlight of all the tank destroyers in the game. Considered by as the best tank destroyer in the game. If you're interested in decent firepower, poor accuracy, not well below average, I would say. Um, Reload is varies with different guns. Camo values are decent. View range are not good, but compensated by the good camo rating. So if you would like to play something that's ambushing other tanks, then you can have a go at the Soviets. As you see, I have two premium tanks, the Su-100Y and the Su-12244. The Su-100Y is very good with massive amount of damage, with decent reload time, decent aiming speed. In all categories, better than the Top Gun on the IS-7, which is the Tier 10 Soviet heavy tank. So this tank is good to have in your garage if you would like to play for fun, to do loads of damage to the enemy team. Or the Su-12244, which is quite stealthy and really fast because it's based on the T-44 chassis. It has decent mobility, decent acceleration, very good gun, but the gun is like the same as the ones on the IS, the KV-1S, the one that does around 300 or 400 damage per shot. But this one has a gun that is special. It's called the 122mm D25S. This one's different from the normal 122mm. This one reloads very fast. Let's see the reload of it. 7.5 rounds a rate of fire. And let's see the one for the IS. That's the one. 3.75. You see the big difference between the guns. The gun lacks a bit of penetration against high tier heavies, but if you get side shots, then it will be perfect for the job. Here the BT2 line. I'm not going to talk about the T60, T70 and T80 because I have not yet played them. You can play, I think they can be a good fun, but again, I'm not going to try it. The BT2, BT7 and the A20 are very fast, but they all lack in armor and weapon, especially the A20. This is a garbage in the game. As you see, the guns are not good at all. None of them have decent punch, and the traverse speed is horrible when it goes into high speed turn. You don't get the same agility as you get on a T50, for example. As you see in 8.7, they rearranged the tree. So ideally, if I want to get the T34, I would go for the T26, T46, and then T50, then the T34. The T50 is absolutely amazing, but it faces tier 9, I believe, and A20, it faces tier 8, but it is such a rubbish tank. This line is a bit of a pain, I would say. Especially when you're new to the game, you think that this one has a good armor and it's fast, and you try to ram someone, you die. So not very noob friendly for players. The T34, absolutely amazing gun if you play it properly, angles your armor, and knows when to retreat, when to go out, when to fire, and things like that. It will be it's a good tank for like players of my category. And normally you can play this tank well if you have a win ratio above 50%. That's T3485. You get the new 85mm D5T 85BM. This is an absolutely amazing gun. This tank overall is good. The turret speed is very, very good. 46 degrees per second. Extremely good for brawling. I haven't got to T43 yet, T44, but they're all similar category. And I played the T54 and the T62A. They all are very, very good tanks, very capable of doing good to your team. I have to say I might sell the MT25 because it's nowhere as good as the T50-2, and you can see on the KV1 line is very good. If you go from the T46 to the T28, T28 is okay if you don't get shot at, but if you look at the size, people would mistake it as having good armor, but this has paper armor, so do not try to ram people or something like that. Actually, let's see the weight of this. Okay, very light tank, so although it's big, it's made of paper, so this would mistaken if you're like noob, you don't know how to do it, then please read go on to World of Tanks wikis and check out this tank, what it's good at, what it's bad at, so you don't make mistakes. The KV1, very, very good machine, extremely good. I'll personally use the 122mm U11. This tank has good armor. If you angle it properly, hardly any tanks below tier 5 can penetrate you. The KV1S, again the beast of tier 6. You get the 122mm gun. If you play in this tank, make sure you don't unlock the 85mm. Unlock the 122mm first, and then unlock the 85. This gun is utter garbage. And then you get to the IS, and then IS3. This line is pretty good. It's all mostly pre-angled armor, so there are pros and cons. Good. It's those sort of machines where you get okay armor but good speed, and it's considered as a heavy. This is the true heavy tank, the super heavies. The KV3, the KV4, the ST1, they all have really good armor but slow speed. So you can choose between the two lines. I'll prefer the faster ones. The artillery, I know my friends playing them. They are I can't really say about it because I don't play it. What I know is that they have massive damage, and this object 261 has good accuracy. That's all I know. Su-26 has good rate of fire, but the radius of the gun, like the range of the gun, is not that good. IS-6 is a beast if you want to get it. The German artillery, I quite like it. I'm on the Hummel, nearly onto the Top Gun after I unlock the tracks. And then the German tank destroyer, very capable, especially the Hetta. The Jagdpanzer IV is not that good. That's the only bad point in this whole entire tech tree. And the rest are just very good machine. From here, the Yak Tiger onward, they have good armor, slow speed. The ones before, they all tend to have fairly good mobility, very accurate gun, and just some, like the Hetta, you get a derp or the 7.5. You sort of have that sort of choice between the Stug as well, but Stug gets the 7.5, which is very fast rate of fire with good accuracy, very stealthy tank destroyers on the German tree. This one has to be said. This is one of the bad points. Panda 4 is very capable if you use the 10.5 centimeter. In my point of view, I'm more of an aggressive player. VK's 3601H, probably the best German tank, medium tank here. And basically, if you know, loads of you might have seen films that tigers are good. Well, I would personally prefer to get the Tiger P, and just to tell you, the E100 and the mouse are surprisingly bad, I would say, because if you see the gun on it, has a poor accuracy, poor penetration, so not very good. But again, they have good armor. The mouse can be two types. Either can be extremely good or it can be bad, horrifically bad, depending on what sort of players have it. I've seen players that do extremely well, like one mouse versus 5 or 6. It's got very good armor, but you need to use it. Very skilled players can find it fun. The German tanks have one thing in common: very accurate guns. The German mediums, I would personally go for the Leopard 1. The Leopard 1 is very good. I'm trying to get this as soon as possible. If the E50M, E50, they can angle themselves to get decent bounces and all that. E75 probably the highlight of the German heavies. Okay, let's move on to the American. American light tanks. M3 Stuart is good, very good. M5, below average. M7, I heard apparently is quite good. The Shafi is amazing. I'm going to get it. The T18 is good. The T82 is good. The M8A1 and the T40. One is turreted. Obviously, the M8A1 being the turreted one, the T40 being the non-turreted one. And then basically there's two choices: either going for the speed or you go for the armor. Well, it's not that true, because you see the Jackson and the Wolverine, they don't have good armor, but you know, in overall, the 1 to the T110 E4 has weaker armor but better turret. The Hellcat T49, the M8A1, the T25/2 are very fast machine. I like the T49, I like the Hellcat. They're all really good. The only problem being that their turret turns extremely slow. You would want someone to go out the machine and push it to get it to turn it faster. T30 are pretty much like the premium T34. Okay, let's go to the bottom line, which is the mediums. I personally skip them with free experience on my European server. I've played them on my Russian server, but I can't remember them. They're quite long ago. M3 Elite utter garbage, but once you grind this one out, you get the choice of T1 or the M4. M4 is an all-rounded medium tank, very capable, getting the DARP or the 76mm gun. Or you can get a T1. T1 strong, fast is a strong, fast tank. I got the highest experience on this tank, being 1,900 something experience non-doubled on this T1 heavy. Very good machine. If very strong frontal armor. With a good gun, you can ram people with it. Got fast speed. M6. I sold this because I only got 76mm and it's not that good, I think. But I heard that the 90mm is good, so I'll wait and see. T29 very good, hold down position. All of the American tanks tend to have weak hull armor but strong turret, so play to your advantage. French now. The French tank destroyers they have. They're all very fast and very good, some of them. The S35CA, ugly tank, but very good. The ARL V39, utter garbage. And then the rest are good, are amazing, fast, agile. I've tried this line out before on my other accounts, and my friends going on this line, they all have fairly good gun, but I would say I won't go for this line, especially when you get the MX50, 150, 120. They get autoloaders with a drum, very weak armor overall. Nowhere as good, in my opinion, as the Soviet counterparts. H-35 good tank, AMX-38 okay with bad gun, AMX-40 utter garbage against high tiers. KV-1S one-shot you and you can't really penetrate anyone else. This can really only perform against tier 3s when you angle your armor, but the gun is utter garbage. ELCMX extremely good if you know how to play it. It's not recommended for new players. It takes time to practice to play this tank well. MX-50 I'd just say it's not that good. 1375 good, 1390 good, the rank 40 good, backchat 25T good, French artillery FTBS good. That one I find it alright, and then I haven't moved on from there. The British tank. Alright, I skip all of them with free experience to the 82. From 82 onward, they all have one common factor is that they have extremely tough frontal armor with only a few weak spots. Very good for pushing through defenses, and very fun to play. I have to say, good rate of fire. The light tanks are well, the Cromwell, the Comet are quite good, Centurions are quite good, but I have to say I'm not gonna go for this line. It's very crap in the lower tiers. And then the mediums, the medium 2, medium 3 are just jokes. Hardly any armor on them. Matilda's, I don't know, I might give it a try. Churchill's, I've seen them before. Black Prince, good armor, slow. Well, I would prefer Soviets in that case. The Churchills are a bit too slow for me. I mean, I got the Churchill 3 premium tank before. It's alright. Now you see the artillery just came out. I am not going for the British artillery probably. I might give it a try. The Cruiser 1, Cruiser 2, Valentine. They're nothing particularly good, But if you're British, certainly you can have a go. But it's not one of the best tech trees, The Chinese tech tree mainly made of other tanks exported from other countries. For example, the VAE Type B from Britain, the NC-31 basically the same as the French FD, FD-17, Chiha Japanese captured in the war, M5A1 Steward from sold by the American to the Republic of China to fight in Burma. The Type T-34, the Soviets gave it to the Chinese, and 5916 only in blueprint, I guess. Is well, it was developed and completed. I personally seen the Type 59 in the museums, in the People's Voluntary, no, People Revolutionary Museum in Beijing. I've seen it. I mean, it's good. Chinese tanks on nothing's. If we look at it in this way, they're all fairly good tanks, except the 5916. But once you get to the WZ131, it becomes beast. This tier 7 light tank gets the same gun at a Type 59, and fairly good tanks. WZ131, 132 are very good. If you enjoy a light tank with decent punch of a gun that can play as a medium, then certainly a good tank for you. I certainly recommend them. WZ132, I have to say I don't like them. 121, I don't like them. Nothing wrong with it, except that it has absolutely poor gun depression. Other than that, everything's good. If you don't care about the gun depression, or you don't mind it, then certainly this is good. Type 58, really easy to grind. Not hard grind at all, no pain, nothing. The WZ131 can be no pain if you unlock the 85mm gun on this. So fairly good tanks. IS, although it's got less armor than the IS on the Russian tank tree, because it's well armored, it actually has more effective armor. This one's actually easier to play than the IS. As you see, you start off with the 100mm, which is a bit of a rip-off for the Soviet drivers. Soviet driver has to start off with the 85mm, and that is utter rubbish. The 1110, very very good, just like the IS-3. This one's just like the IS-8, or the T10 you call it. 113, absolutely amazing machine. I love it on the test server. Well, overall, Type 59, if it ever comes back again, you must get it. Type 62, very good, you must get it. And I'm looking forward to the 112, and hopefully you like my guide to all the tanks in the game. Hopefully you like it. If you have one particular tank you want to ask me, please comment below, and please subscribe to my channel. Hopefully you like this. Thank you.